Wait. It's not recording. You see it? See, now you see the seconds rolling? Now it's recording. Yes, it is. Good afternoon, boys and girls. We're back on camera. You can see my ugly puss now for the next couple of hours. We're coming to you live from CBDCoconutCreek.com. That's the website. Come on, see Ryan Shantz and the boys out here at CBD Coconut Creek. We're out here every single month. Why are you looking at me like that, Carlos?
Are there employees?
Huh?
Are there employees?
Yes. There's a family of folks out here. There's a family of folks out here ready to help you out.
The boys are like looking around for the staff.
At CBD Coconut Creek. So we got a couch, we got some chairs out here. So if you want to come on by and say hi, you can come on by and hang out with us. 15% off if they mention us today. So while we're here, strongest CBD on the market. Which, by the way, congratulations, Ryan, because the U.S. Hemp Authority gave them a certification now for great quality management, major manufacturing too, 150 quality standards that are met, and very few get that distinction. They have it here at American Shaman. So come on out to CBD Coconut Creek and see Ryan Shantz, because there's a lot of bogus CBD products out there. This is the highest grade CBD products that are out there. I'm telling you because, is it pronounced tinctures? Tinctures. There you go. I always pronounce it wrong. Tinctures. And I've been taking this stuff before I go to sleep every night. And I got to tell you, I told Ryan, this is weird stuff. Okay, there's something funky about it, right? Because you go to sleep. And I know most of you do this, right? You go to sleep and you're thinking, I got to pay this bill. I got to go here tomorrow. I got to do this for the kid. I got to do this for the wife. I got to do this for work, right? You've got like 50,000 things on your mind when you're going to sleep. And that's normal, that we're all thinking about our responsibilities and things that we have to do and whatever, things that are going on in life. And so when you take this CBD oil, it makes you kind of like chill, and all that stuff that goes on in your mind disappears. And you just like go to sleep. It's like really, really cool. It's odd because you're not used to it, because you're used to like tossing and turning and thinking about your issues and your problems and whatever, responsibilities you have the next day, chores, whatever it is that's on your mind. And it's going, well, should I do this first and that second and this third, or where should I go there? Or I got to call this. You forget about it all. It's nice. It really is nice. Anyway, that's good stuff there, which I needed that kind of extra energy so I can enjoy a little Greta Van Fleet like we did the last couple of nights over at Red Rocks, Colorado. Blessed to go out there. If you ever have the opportunity and one of your favorite bands is going to Red Rocks, I'm telling you, it is worth the trip to just fly out there just for the show. Sure, it's beautiful country and people are nice and you can actually get some THC legally and all that good stuff. I get all that stuff, because the second you say Colorado, they don't tell you about skiing anymore, right? That's how it used to be when I was growing up. Hey, you're going to Colorado? Oh, you're going skiing, aren't you? I mean, that's the first thing people used to talk about. Now you're going to Colorado. Hey, you're going to go smoke, huh? It's like Amsterdam now. That's what it is. You're going to Colorado, you're basically going to Amsterdam. The only thing we need now is a red light district. That's it. We get that in Colorado and we're set.
Well, Amsterdam's on another level. Remember, they got heroin and all these other really off the wall things that are legal.
Yeah, legal. Yeah, but then again, for them, like drug addiction and all that other stuff is like way down.
It's non-existent.
Yeah.
It is absolutely non-existent.
Compared to everybody else, it's like way down because they make everything so open that it's just okay. You know what it is? I'll give you an example. This is, and I think this analogy may not be a great analogy, but it's kind of like it. I used to get into clubs when I was 15 years old. Okay? So when I was 15, I'm clubbing, I'm out drinking, I'm out going out, partying.
Hold on, no, we just have to interject. We were doing this, the drinking age was 18.
Yes.
It wasn't 15 trying to be
Okay.
21. It was 15 trying to be 18. A little bit of difference.
Okay, but still, I'm still out partying. Okay.
Yeah, we were.
And when I was about to turn 18, it went into 19, and then it went to 21. Actually, we were like right behind
And
it.
our D's worked perfect because the 1 year older, it was 1 year older. 1 year older,
Yeah.
we got lucky like that.
We were like grandfathered in, but it was like right there and then. It's like we were like on the borderline of it. But anyway, my point is,
Something happened
once
to
I
me.
got to the legal age, like a lot of people, they get to the legal age and then they start going clubbing because they start getting into clubs. And it was something new to them. You know what I mean? It wasn't new to me. It wasn't anything big. It was just,
I can remember
That
the
was-
night I turned 21.
it's like not a big
My friends
deal.
calling me at 12, where are you? What are you doing? I'm like, home. Get up, come on, let's go. It's not a big, for what?
Been doing it for years already. It's like not a big deal. It's just one of those type of
Whatever
things.
you have is not what you want. What you don't have, that is what you want.
Yeah, exactly. That would be my analogy to it. But yeah, Colorado, basically you tell somebody you're going to Colorado and that's exactly what they're
You're
thinking.
going to burn.
You're gonna bake all day, all night, eat brownies and cookies and
weeds.
whatever
Yeah.
other edibles that they have over there and all of that.
Gonna go do the wacky weed.
Yes, exactly. Although I will say this, it's funny because you're at Red Rocks, right? And signs come out on the big screen. It says, no smoking. No smoking is prohibited. No cigarettes, no marijuana, violators will be whatever. And you just look up in the crowd and there's just billows of smoke all over the place. And it's not the smoke machine that's on the stage. No. It's human beings that are smoke machines.
Smoke machines from the crowd, not from the stage.
And here's the other thing. It's like 60, 50-year-old people that are just vaping away, man. Just vaping away.
I'll tell you what, it Disturbed on Sunday, okay? Right before Stupefy, he's in the middle of doing his little speech, political blah, there's no politics here, we don't care which
Right,
side
yeah.
aisle you're
Yeah,
on.
I remember.
And he goes, what? That weed smells amazing. Excuse me, I'm sorry. I got interrupted. That stuff is incredible. And somebody handed him something and he goes, all right, I'm saving this for later.
Yeah. He probably doesn't even smoke.
Probably not.
Yeah, he probably doesn't even smoke. He was just having some fun with it. And although I will say this, those of you out there that do smoke, do you feel out of place when you light a joint now in a concert? Because when I see people like vaping, it's like that's a little cleaner. You know what I mean? You look more of a mess when you're actually whipping out a Led Zeppelin.
Okay, you who in the last year has transformed to the oil, okay, is so adamantly against the people that
Well,
are
that's
flower.
I'm just saying
But
that.
there's some people that love the color, the smell, the natural.
I'm just saying the people that are flowering, right? And because I watch the oil people and I watch the flower people, and it's like, and there's only a couple of flower people actually, because most of the people that I saw were. That's why I would say that oil would be the way to go.
A lot of people do.
It just the smell of it, the smoke of it was cleaner. All of that. It's like when you watch, and usually it was like some raggedy ass dude that was whipping out a joint. You know what I mean? and it looked like the joint. He had it in his pocket, and it looked like the Virginia Slims commercial. I'm really old now when I'm saying the Virginia Slims commercial with
The Virginia slime.
yeah,
Virgin
with
slime.
the bent cigarette or whatever. I mean, it looked like, and everybody else that was like oiling. That's the way to
A
go.
lot of people do that just for the incognito-ness of it, as opposed to pulling out a J. Because I know a lot of people that do both.
The whiffs that
do
hit
both,
you are
actually.
lighter. You know what I'm saying? It's
Right.
lighter smoke.
Yes.
It just doesn't, because it's not smoke, right? Isn't it? It's like a vape, it's like
Yes.
it's not smoke. It's when I had a dude right next to me that offered my wife a toke and everything.
Really?
Yes.
How
It
did-
was
what
great.
was the look? What was the look on her face? I can't
It was
imagine.
awesome, dude. It was good. She was like, no, thank you. She was really nice. And I was bugging her the rest of the night, like, why didn't you
Just- just
toke
partake,
it?
hey.
Come on, why didn't you toke it? You know, and it was just this weird, ugly, deformed joint that he was smoke and it smelled like just mediocre. And I'm like, dude, you're in Colorado. It's legal. I mean,
Step up your game, man.
yeah, brother. If you're gonna hit me with some smoke, hit me with something that smells very piney. I mean, come on, give me some minty fresh stuff here.
You would think with the legalization, recreational end of it, yeah, that it'd just be plentiful out there.
Yeah.
Everything would be at a higher grade.
But you know, I was talking to a couple people there about that. You know, now their property values have doubled. Okay, but
Wow.
yeah, in Colorado, now to buy a house, it's a mission now over there in Colorado. Now you're going to pay through the nose, but everything else has gone up too, taxes and everything else too. So there's good and bad to all of it, of course. You're happy that your home is up, but then so are your taxes too on top of all of that. So yeah, if you had a home then before the legalization of marijuana, you are now your home is worth more, but now you are spending more too when it comes to your taxes.
As usual, the state or the government, they know you're getting something, they want their cut, you know.
So, in the conversation, there was a woman that was from Illinois that was there for the concert, and she says that they're legalizing it in Illinois, but they're going to legalize it where you don't need a medical marijuana card. You can have one. If you have one, you pay I think it's like a 12 or 15% tax. But if you don't have a card, it'll be a 50% tax.
How bad you want that weed?
So go get you a card, man.
Yeah, well, that's if you apparently. I bet you they're going to make it where the qualifications for the card are not going to be that easy, because they'd rather you pay the 50%. And by the way, people are going to end up buying it anyway. But still, you're going to pay 50% tax in Illinois on it. Wow. So the legalization of weed is a major ass business.
Everybody's got their hand out, man, and they want their percentage.
Wow. But I will say this, and bringing the conversation full circle, when you go to Red Rocks and you go see a concert there, I just want to remind you that everything else will be disappointed after that, okay? Whatever venue you go to after, there might be a lot of really good ones out there, but there's nothing like that place, okay?
Okay, the little church place in Atlanta.
Yeah, no, the Tabernacle?
Yeah.
That was great, but no.
No, James All Night,
The-
Sunrise back in the day, Fillmore.
Fillmore sounds great. The
Broward
Kravis
Center.
Broward Center's phenomenal. The Kravis Center's awesome.
Ruth Eckerd.
Ruth
was a
Eckerd.
really
Oh,
nice place.
Ruth Eckerd is great, man.
But still,
no, there's
absolutely no to the natural
there
acoustics.
is
in that.
nothing like Red Rocks. Nothing like that place, man. It is awesome.
It's funny, since you mentioned like needing to go and see a voice or this or that. I've heard about people, you know, on the radio and whatnot, and also in media, social media, all about that being like a bucket list to go see a band at Red Rocks.
Yeah.
And I'm like thinking the whole
if you're
time,
if you're
oh,
a
just
concert
went and did it.
goer, if you're a
right.
concert goer, and you love seeing bands live, and you have an opportunity to go see a great band at Red Rocks, then you go.
I told you about my buddy Jeff. The first time he saw something at Red Rocks, 1977 Neil Diamond,
Yeah.
which I was like, wow, that's in
That's
his-
really cool.
In his main prime
That's-
heyday, you know,
For sure. For
Why?
sure.
Forever in
Huh?
Blue Jeans,
Why
Sweet
what?
Why
Caroline.
is it so much better at Red Rock?
The acoustics are just amazing because it's inside. You're inside a mountain, and the rocks are your walls and everything. It's just the way it's designed, and the voice carries. You know what I mean? And it just sounds, and it's not echoey either. Yeah, that's the amazing part. It doesn't
So
sound.
when it goes,
It
gets
doesn't bounce.
absorbed.
It doesn't.
Yeah.
It doesn't bounce. You know what I mean?
Like
It's,
that place in Jacksonville.
Yeah, oh,
that was
Daly's place. That's a terrible place. If you go to Jacksonville and you're gonna go see a band at Daly's place, I just want to warn you, it's not a very good sounding. Acoustically, it's just bouncing all over the
the
place.
closer you are to the stage, the more echo you got. As
Yeah,
you
it
get
was
further
just-
to the back, it's better.
Yeah, it's a
Venue's cool though.
yeah,
It
no,
was
it's
cool
super
setup.
cool.
Really.
No, I
groovy.
love the setup. No, I'm with you there. It's one of the best setups
Yeah,
ever,
man. Yeah.
ever for
Super
any concert.
comfortable. It's got an indoor
Yeah,
outdoor
no,
feel.
the concept was great. You know what I mean? And that
right
happens
next
in life.
to the field.
Some people have ideas and they have concepts, but they either don't have the money or they don't know how to get it done.
Yeah, the
Anyway,
follow
so
through for the acoustics was lost.
it was
there.
terrible,
Yeah.
terrible. But for Red Rocks, I'm telling you, if you want to go see it, whether it's your favorite band or just a great singer, go to Red Rocks.
Do they have stadium seating or is it standing room only?
No,
What's-
no, it's
what's the
stadium.
setup?
It's sitting. It's sitting. No,
Okay.
and we were general admission both days, so we had to get there early, stand in line, and then go in and rush in. And so the first night I was on the left side, about 7 rows away from the stage, just off center, and then 2 nights ago I was on the right side because I want to be on Jake's side, so watch him jam all night. And he was just shredding
The stadium
all
itself.
night. I was in the 4th row.
Is
of
the
that
stage like set on one side and then the crowd is the other, or is it
No,
set up
dead
for-
center.
Oh, it's dead. Okay, so it's
Yeah.
circular. and
No, it's not circular. It's just it's an amphitheater, but it's not too wide.
Okay.
It's pretty straight up and it goes deep, dude. It's like almost 9,000 seats and it goes all the way to the
Wow.
tip top. I mean, it's
So this is a good size amphitheater. Most
Oh, no, it's
amphitheaters are in the 5 to 7.
no,
8
this
top.
is a big amphitheater, but I wouldn't be sitting all the way
You
up
want to be
there.
in the nosebleeds. That's a
No, no. I got there early every day. I got there early in the afternoon, and we were there several
And
hours.
general ad would be like the pit area for Coral Sky
When,
or Fillmore. type.
when I went for Primus and Mastodon at Red Rocks, we had, because the seating is numbered, so they have
Standard
reserved
seating,
seating
right.
normally. And that concert we had like 7th row, and we were reserved seating. So then you don't care what time you arrive as long as you arrive before the show. But for a concert like this that was general admission, you got to go early, man. Early. There were people there that were there from like 3, 4, 5, 6 in the morning, and people
What?
from and here's
Oh,
the
well, they're outside smoking and enjoying the stars.
Exactly. And what's it called? The other thing that was amazing was Greta's a new band. They have an album and a half. Okay?
Yeah, what'd you say? An EP?
Yeah, an EP
LP?
and an album. An
That's
album
it.
and a half. And they're packing, Red Rocks 2 nights in a row. Not only that, I met people from, because you're sitting there for hours, so you're talking to all kinds of people all over the world. Not just all over the country. I met a guy from Sunrise that's actually a fan of ours that listens. A couple of fans. by
You
the-
probably planted the seed, man.
no,
you know?
a couple of fans were actually, calling me out on the when I was walking. But Big O, and I'm like, holy crap, you're at Red Rocks.
Yes.
So it was pretty cool that I met a couple of our listeners out there. But I met people from either New York or California. I met people from Australia. I met people from Mexico, Costa Rica. They came from all over the world, and it's also because of that venue. Because of that venue, this is a venue that's known worldwide.
But we say-
the U2 Red
I was
Rocks
gonna
thing.
say, is it safe to say that U2 kind of put Red Rocks on the map back in the day?
Well, it
Obviously, it was known before, but I mean, with
Yeah.
MTV inception, and seeing it
Yeah.
on.
And Sunday Bloody
Yeah.
Sunday
Thank
was
you.
just
Right.
an explosive song, and then that was the video.
With the environment.
That
of
was the
Red.
video,
Right.
because that video it was cold as hell, and he's breathing all that cold air and all that. So Red Rocks, you would probably say that that's the most famous concert at Red Rocks, only because what that band became. You know what I mean?
Right.
And
Plus it was
so,
the music video.
huh?
Plus it was the music
Yeah,
video.
in the MTV era, well, obviously helped out
Yes.
to magnify what Red Rocks was all about. I remember when I went skiing with a whole bunch of buddies of mine. I was 18 years old, so I'm 53. Well, I'll be 53 next week. That was on our way to Vail when we got out of the airport. We stopped at Red Rocks because of U2 filming that video there. We wanted to see Red Rocks, and it was just empty that day. And we got off to check out Red Rocks in the winter time, by the way, too, on top of all of
I'll
that.
tell you what, the orange rocks with the white snow on top of it, man, I can remember being out in Utah and Wyoming and Colorado. Man, it looks awesome.
Yeah.
It really does.
And they light up the rocks when you're there. They give it different colors and all that. So it's really, really cool. Red Rocks is just the ultimate experience for a music fan. It is. It's just the ultimate
Kind of say the
experience.
same thing about Austin.
About Austin City?
Yeah,
Austin
yeah,
City
yeah,
Lights
yeah.
or Limits?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, Austin City Limits is another, but that's more about
Communal.
the event and
yeah.
all of that. It's like
Diversity of the music.
yeah,
man. They
yeah.
do all music.
yeah. This is
It's
more
ridiculous.
about, and you know what you can also tell. I could also pick up from Joshua, the lead singer from Greta. I could also pick up, and I bet it happens to every single singer that walks into that building. They're like, this is my night. Like, I'm gonna sing my ass off tonight because I know I'm gonna hear it in my ear that musically I am in the most acoustically absorbed place on earth. You know what I mean? It's just one of those things. And I can imagine that every singer that goes to Red Rocks goes there with the intention of, okay,
Blow it out.
yeah,
Hold
they're
back
they're
nothing. Go.
probably taking care of themselves leading up to it as much as possible. They're probably just appreciating.
So Brian Johnson's smoking extra cigarettes and drinking extra scotch, so he has the raspy voice.
Exactly. Yes, no doubt about it. And maybe he'll come over here to CBD Coconut Creek because he's got those CBD joints now. They've got the rolled CBD joints. What are they called, Ryan?
Hemp flower.
M flower?
Hemp flower.
Hemp flower. Hemp flower, folks. What's it got, like 3% THC?
0.3%.
0.3% THC. It does have a little THC in it. So you never know. Yeah, you never know. You get healed and maybe something else. Who knows? Anyway, so come on
Go
out
for
here.
a magic carpet ride.
Yeah, no, I'm telling you, man. They got so many different items, not only for you, but also for your kids, for your pets. On top of all of that, here at CBD Coconut Creek, they've got high quality CBD oils, and of course, supporting good health, baby. How about this? Let's relieve stress, right? Because those of you that have stress, those of you that are tired, those of you that need some rest, come on out here to CBD Coconut Creek. Oh, go to the website. You listen to our show all across the country. You can go to cbdcoconutcreek.com. If you have a question, pick up your cell phone, call Ryan, ask him about it before you purchase it. 954-366-6574. Go to cbdcoconutcreek.com. That's the website, and 15% off when you mention my name while we're here. So come on out here. Tropical Serum is a great way to support of healing of cuts and bites. CBD Cloud Tinctures is what I take every single day before I go to sleep. About a half hour before I go to sleep, put it under my tongue. There's actually 3 ways, right? Let's see. It is vaped, mixed with your favorite liquid, or under the tongue, which is the one I do. And I'm telling you, I don't know what it does, but you stop forgetting about, you forget at the moment, because you'll remember in the morning, because your problems are your problems, your responsibilities are your responsibilities, your chores are your chores, and I can't change your wife for you. Neither can Ryan, okay? We can help you with the CBD. We can help you deal with your wife a little better. We can help you sleep a little better, but we can't change your wife.
You get a temporary hiatus.
Right, that's what it is. That's a nice call by you. CBD gives you a hiatus from life for a couple of hours. Yeah, I'm telling you, you sleep heavy, man. Come on out here, see Ryan, because I do it all the time. I do it every single day, and I'm sleeping a lot deeper now. 954-366-6574, and they are out here at 1311 Lions Road in the Lions Plaza, and we're out here every single month broadcasting live. Aren't we out here like on Halloween next month?
Yes, you are.
Yeah, so we're out here on Halloween.
We're scheduled for the last Thursday, I think.
Yes, the last Thursday. Yes. So there you go. Last Thursday of the month. So next month it'll be the 31st. And so come on out here. I don't know if I'll be in costume next month. I'm deciding.
Dude, it is every bit of Halloween night. Yes.
Yeah, I may dress.
crazy.
I may dress up like a rock star. That will be really on the extreme for
Are
me.
you doing the wig and everything, man?
Yeah, maybe. Maybe I'll do a wig. Maybe I'll dress like I normally dress, but just add a couple of other things to it. That's all.
Until I got my haircut, yeah, it's like, walk around and be like a rock star all day long.
By the way, if you want to reach out to us on the accidentlawfirm.com text line, it's 786-322-1105. That's 786-322-1105 at 2 o'clock. Michelle Kaufman's going to stop by. She normally joins us on Wednesdays. Is it Wednesdays? Yes, Wednesdays, yes. Because Manny Navarro's Tuesdays and Michelle's Wednesdays. But I was in Colorado having some fun. Checking out Greta, yes, and smoking up a storm also. We were having fun, so both accommodated us. And I told you I was going to add something else too to the program. So listen to this. Tuesdays, Manny Navarro at 2 o'clock for your Cane segment, brought to you by Caneswear. Wednesdays, I'm going to give you your Inter Miami segment with Michelle Kaufman. Now, this week, we're changing those up because today at 2 o'clock, we'll talk to Michelle. Tomorrow at 2 o'clock, we will talk to Manny Navarro, okay? But at 1:30 tomorrow and every Friday, Andy Behrens from Yahoo Fantasy will be joining us. So we will answer your fantasy football questions. And you can start to send in your fantasy football questions now over the next 24 hours on our accidentlawfirm.com text line at 786-322-1105, 786-322-1105. So Manny Navarro will join us tomorrow at 2 o'clock to give you your Canes fix. So we'll do that with Manny Navarro on the program. So he'll be back on Tuesday like he normally is here on the shows. So we'll have a little fun with him. So there you go. That's the lineup over the next couple of days. And now that we're back doing our video, let's see, what do we have here on the accidentlawfirm.com text line? Have you ever been to St. Augustine Amphitheater, the AMP? Polestar ranked it the 3rd best in the world. I was surprised. Never saw a concert there. Wow. Okay, now that you told me that, now
Yeah, we're gonna have to watch out and see who's coming and get there.
right. No, I've
Right.
never been to the St. Augustine Amphitheater.
Doesn't the-
do you get a free sip of the Fountain of Youth when you go there? Is Ponce de Leon hanging out outside St. Augustine? Here, have some Fountain of Youth.
That's the oldest city in the United States. ain't
Yes,
it?
I think so.
I want to say that it is St. Augustine.
I think so.
That was one of those. That and the Ripley's, believe it or not. down
ever
the
been there?
street. Yes. That's
Did-
why I'm saying.
Did you ever taste the Fountain of Youth?
We didn't do any of the fun. We did the houses
It-
that were old.
Tastes like crap.
Well, yeah, man, it's been there
It
for how long?
tastes like crap. I mean, I tried it and I was maybe 10 years old, I think it was. And then you just walk up and it's like this little well that's, the water's coming out and they put a cup. I don't know if they still do it. I still, nowadays I'm not even sure if they would do that kind of stuff nowadays.
Yeah.
But they gave us like a sip of it and I was like, what the?
The hepatitis C, A, B.
Oh my!
sharing,
How
they're
much?
probably not.
How much lead am I drinking in this bitch? I mean, come on! That is crazy. No, don't do that. Big O, does the CBD store you're at sell THC vape or just CBD, NorCal. No THC vape, right? You don't have that yet, do you?
I have CBD with 0.3% THC.
Okay, so he has CBD vape with 0.3% THC in it. Okay? But it's not straight up THC vape like I was smelling over at Red Rocks. No, it's not like that. Remember, we're not legal over here yet.
Well, medically.
What's the over and under on
medically we are.
when
It's
do no
recreation.
that's what I mean, legal. That's what I mean, legal. When I mean legal is like it's
No
all over.
restrictions, no, yeah.
Yeah, the day you can walk into 7-Eleven, yeah, I'll take a Coke and a joint. Let's go. I'm done. You know, that kind of stuff. Isn't it going to be awesome when they legalize it? Because, I mean, if you're Taco Bell, I'm selling joints and tacos, right? What the hell? Kill two birds with one stone.
Every fast food place should have, like, yes.
Or actually kill two birds with one stoner, not stone. I mean, come on. Legalization? I'm like, if the second you legalize it, all you got to do is open up a business like right next to a Dunkin' Donuts, right next to a Taco Bell. Just find anywhere where stoners would hang out and eat. That's it. Pizza joints, you name it. Just put them right next to it. Because they're going to go there to eat after they smoked, and then they'll go there even before they smoked. I mean, that's just the way it is.
Just hang out there for 8 hours and spend an hour over there and go over there for an hour, then go back over there for an hour, then go back over there for an hour, and just cycle, just back and forth.
Just a loop. That's all it is, man.
You know what? They'll
That's all you
eliminate the
do.
door. They'll eliminate the wall and just put a connecting door, like connecting hotel rooms.
Might
Just
as well.
go through.
I wonder how backward are we, and how long is it going to take for them to legalize it here in this
Central
state?
and North Florida, those people chime in with ignorance constantly.
Yeah, that's
it's going to be a while.
That is going to kill us. So St. Augustine Amphitheater apparently is the bomb. Did not know that.
You have the list. Do you go up? You go up to Jacksonville, don't you? On the
Yeah.
concert.
Yeah.
Do you ever see anything for once in
Yeah,
a while?
yeah.
right?
Once in a while. No, once in a while. There's something there in that place. I've seen and heard of hey, concerts over there, but I've just never. It's got to be it's got to be a band that's not coming here. Like I just told you before the show, November 8th, I think it is, Texas Hippie Coalition. For those of you that listen to our show all the time, locally or nationally on the serious side, I always talk about Texas Hippie Coalition. I love those guys. And they're coming November 8th to a place just outside Orlando. It's on a Friday. And I already told Bill that we got to go over there. I got to go see them because it's...
Well, it's like you said, you haven't seen them do their own set where they're the
Right,
headliner.
headliner.
You've seen opening, and
Right.
of course that's a bastardized
I saw-
version
right, I
of
s-
their set list.
In Rockville, they did maybe 10 songs or something. And then I saw them open up for Fozzy here in Fort Lauderdale at the Culture Room.
So to catch like a full 18, 20.
Oh, man. Are you kidding me?
No, they do jam. I think I've heard about 8 or 10 of their songs, and every one of them is a go.
They're awesome, man. And he's one of the best front men out there right now because he is funny as hell, man. He is a trip. Big
Well, you
Rich.
said you met him a couple
Yeah,
times and hung out actually
well,
for
I
a
met,
little bit.
I met Big Rich over at Rockville, and I was able to talk to him and all that. So who knows? Maybe we could set something up over in Orlando, man. And get him on the show. I had him.
was just thinking.
I got him on the show already once before, so hopefully I can get him on the show again. I had to warn him ahead of time because he f-bombs every other 4 words.
See, we don't have to worry about that now.
Yeah, no. I mean,
I mean,
we're
not that we wanna go there.
We're gonna keep it clean on this show, so you'll know.
Once in a while, once in a while.
But if we have a guest that says something, we don't have to worry about dumping it. But Big Rich would be one of those guys that could end up dropping an F-bomb or 2, and we don't have to worry about dropping it here, which is a beautiful thing. What am I gonna do? It's a luxury now to have at this point in time. 786-322-1105 for the accidentlawfirm.com text line if you want to get in on the program. I saw where Richie Incognito, they did a special on him on HBO, and I saw where he blamed weed, alcohol, and a lack of sleep why he threw a dumbbell at a person. You know what I love about Rich Incognito or Bill Clinton or any of these people that just give us like these blatant lies? You know, Bill Clinton said he didn't inhale. Like, come on, give me a break, dude.
He wasn't trying hard enough.
Give me a break. Who smokes a joint and doesn't inhale? So, Rich Incognito, these people think that we're going to believe their stupid lies. Like that we're that dumb that, okay, yeah, some weed, alcohol, and lack of sleep is what made you do that. And he was also talking on the phone about how he was a spy and that whole situation and how the government was also spying on him. How does the NFL allow this guy to still play when he is legit crazy? Because he is legit crazy. He also said that he didn't force Jonathan Martin out of the league, which, listen, Jonathan Martin, for whatever you want to call it, or wussiness or whatever, and I can go for all of them, okay? I'm not one of those guys that really believe too much in Bullygate. The guy's 6'3", 330 pounds. Nobody's intimidating me at 6'3", 330 pounds. Nobody, okay? And I doubt he was getting intimidated.
Maybe
he was
he's
just
super passive, man.
yeah, super wimpy is what he was.
Okay.
That's all he was. Nothing more, nothing less. But the incognito stuff
Isn't
is
Incognito
just,
been diagnosed with a bipolar disorder? He has been.
I think Incognito's just, you know, legit
playing out
crazy.
crazy shit.
Yeah, legit crazy and should not be in the league whatsoever. It shows you that this league just does not really worry about the safety of others,
Dude, if you have,
especially women at
if you
times.
have skills, if you're a good player, whatever you do, it doesn't matter what you do, they'll get you in. Look, like you pointed out a couple weeks ago, Pac-Man Jones been arrested.
9 times.
Yeah,
9 times. The 10th one finally. No, it was actually he got a 10th one recently. So now he's finally out of the league. But I mean, give me a break. It took forever. But I saw that special. I didn't even want to watch it. It was just like, why are they giving him any airtime? Why are you believing anything he says? Everything he says is a lie. And yet here are the Raiders giving him a job. And next year, somebody will give Antonio Brown a chance. Now Antonio Brown is talking about, he was on Warren Sapp's podcast, and now he's saying that he does want to play again. And of course you do. That guy's going to be broke in a couple of years. The way he goes through money, he'll be broke.
just don't pay people, man. Like, that's.
Doesn't that work for Trump too? Doesn't he hire a bunch of people and not pay them also?
There are several businesses, yes,
Yeah.
Especially Doral, that
Hey,
get
it's a-
involved with any of his things, and yes, do
It's a
not-
tactic. I've seen people that like for you to work and then they don't pay you. I've seen that. I've experienced that too at the same time. Anyway, Dolphins getting ready for the Chargers this weekend. Rashad Jones. So the article comes out that he wants to stay. He wants to be a part of the team. He loves the city. He loves the fans. I'm still waiting for the big revolt. Where's the big revolt? Where are all those players that wanted to get traded when it was just one? I'm just wondering. Just want to throw that out there.
And it isn't like
Still
the
waiting
teams-
for the big revolt. Oh my God,
and it
we've
isn't
got to
like they
get
turn-
off this
They
team.
turned it around and started winning, or things got
No.
immensely better. They
No.
have played better, but nonetheless, we were basically in the same spot we were a couple weeks into the preseason.
I gave
Same spot.
I forgot now the national person that I was watching, but they actually realized no, they're actually playing hard. They're just getting outplayed, and it was like one of the few people that I've finally that they saw it, because I've been talking about it. It's like it's lazy, because you just go off of the narratives that were spun off. No, there's going to be a revolt if they trade Laramie Tunsil. Oh no, all kinds of players want to get traded off this team. It was one guy. That's it, one guy. All these narratives get spun out, and none of them are true at all. And then the other one was, well, they gave up on Flores. They're not playing hard. That's a bunch of crap. They're all playing super hard. It's what I was talking about yesterday on the podcast, if you missed it. It's about opportunities. And these guys are all professionals. And when you get a job, it's an opportunity. Okay? And that's what you have to take advantage of, an opportunity. Doesn't matter who you are. Doesn't matter what job you get in life. The second they hired you and they gave you an opportunity, your job is to go out there and try to kick ass. And that's what should be the attitude of everybody that walks in that building. And especially when they're all young guys that are not established in the NFL. This is your chance, dude. You're getting all kinds of playing time. So whether you're Jamal Wiltz, okay, or whether you're Mike Gesicki, or you're Michael Dieter, or you're Josh Rosen, or you're Taco Charlton, it doesn't matter who you are on this team.
Preston Williams, undrafted.
Exactly. You got an opportunity of a lifetime now to establish yourself as a legitimate NFL player so you can go out and make a whole bunch of money. So how could people want off the team, especially when it's loaded with people that haven't established themselves? So that's why all those narratives are out the window. Now, Rashad says he's here for the long term. I don't know if the long term's here for him because it's new people taking over. They have a completely different vision than anything that's been in the past. They legitimately want to build from the youth on. They're not adding old guys. So if Rashad Jones is not effective over the next 13 games, and he's not really productive and a difference maker, he will get cut at the end of the year. Next year, he's got a base salary of 11.5, and he'll count 7.5 million that they can open up against the cap. Not that they need the cap space for next year. That will be a luxury they can afford to lose next year if they want to keep Rashad around another year.
I was just going to ask, what type of production do you think that Rashad gives us? Maybe in the 4 to 5 area? It ain't 11 million.
Oh, no,
It's
yeah.
not. 11 million is one of the top safeties.
Well, the problem is he's not a great cover safety. He can tell you all he wants that he can play free safety, but he's not really a free safety. He never really has been a free safety. He's more of a strong safety. But the question is, they like to switch things up here. And if he can't do certain things that they need, because in certain weeks, they might not need him nearly as much to support the run. They might need him more in coverage with tight ends and running backs, and that will be a weakness.
So because of his limited skill set, he becomes a liability.
There's a reason why they wanted Mink at strong. There's a reason why they're putting Bobby McCain at free, because they want cover guys that they want safeties that have cover skills. But since they don't have it, they're using cover guys to play safety.
Yes.
Now, Minka didn't want to do that. Bobby McCain's doing it. Now, Bobby McCain's dealing with a shoulder and hamstring injury, okay? But that's because he's not a bigger player and he's playing safety. Now, he's not complaining. He's sucking it up. He's being a
Doing
true
the best he
pro
can.
and all that stuff, but it is taking a little toll on his body
Right.
at this point in time. And that's what Minka was unwilling to risk.
Yeah, but that's not what he said those first couple weeks
Yeah,
of
yeah.
preseason.
Yeah, no, I know.
Not at all.
He was completely singing a
And he
totally
loved
different tune.
Love covering the guy in the slot because he's usually faster as Brown burns him for 83 yards.
Right. So to me, none of this matters because all these players have to look at this like a golden opportunity. See, again, a reporter looks at it in a selfish way. They've got to cover a crappy team. They've got to cover a team that's losing all the time. They've got to cover a team or coaches that are going to be spinning everything on a positive fashion, even though they know deep down inside what problems they have. They can't just go out there and address it like this publicly. So it's a tough cover for writers and reporters and TV people. I get all of that, but it's not about them. That's what I keep telling everybody all the time. It's not about you. Finally, they're doing what's best for them. And this is what's best for them. And everybody on that roster has to think the same thing because that is what's best for them, an opportunity. Because if it was a veteran-laden roster, a lot of them wouldn't even be on the team, or they'd be backups, or they'd be on the practice squad, and they wouldn't even get playing time. Now they're getting playing time, and they're getting opportunities to prove that others were wrong and that I do belong in the league.
You've seen the numbers of like if it wasn't for the Dolphins, blah blah, this many people wouldn't even be in the league. This many people
Yeah.
wouldn't even be on back. How accurate do you think that
I don't.
is?
I think most of it is inaccurate, but you
Right.
know,
They're young, and they're all young together. So everybody's gonna be, they're gonna look bad because
Well,
nobody's there to cover.
Preston Williams was undrafted.
Right.
Apparently, he looks like he fits in the league.
Yeah, but then again, his numbers out of college, man. There's absolutely, obviously that was all that.
It's the
personal-
baggage.
Yeah, the off the field stuff, right?
It's the baggage, but he's getting a chance and he's shining. So once in a while, you're going to find a guy. Look, Isaiah Ford now got activated because of what's it called? Danny Isadora getting placed on IR. That opened up a roster spot. They activated Isaiah Ford. Now this kid's had all kinds of injuries and he hasn't even played, but he's really talented. And he has shown you that he has the ability to play in the NFL. Now he has to show you the ability that he can actually stay healthy for you so he can play in the
Yeah,
NFL.
you've talked several times about that. This kid does have the talent.
No,
It's
he's
just
got the talent.
how long is he going to be able to hang around before he's back on the
Good
IL?
speed, has shown that he's got the hands, a good route runner, all of those things that you're looking for in a wide receiver. And he's also been there already 3 years. So he is getting the practice time, he's getting polished, he's learning in the classroom. So he's clearly, by now, IQ-wise, you're 3 years into the league. You should be very comfortable.
You get on the field, you know where to be in position.
Yes.
If they audible out, you know where to go. You know what route to run. Yeah.
It'll be fun to watch him play because he can play. Now the question is, can he stay healthy? Because durability is one heck of a talent. Okay?
Maybe he got that like the Dante, the Parker disease.
Oh, maybe.
Maybe it's-
Devontae? Yeah, maybe. Who knows? So we're waiting on Codrea Tankersley and Robert Nkemdiche, two young guys coming back from ACLs. And listen, Cordrea is one of those guys that I wanted to see because he's been a disappointment the first couple of years. And coming off the ACL, you don't expect him to get back into it right away, but Miami needs corners so badly. It would be nice to see if he's one of those guys can actually turn things around. Did you see the numbers? The fullback throw Minka like a rag doll. No, I did not see that. I know he played well. I know he had an interception, a QB hit, forced a fumble. He had a really good week, his first week as a Pittsburgh Steelers, but they lost. Which, that's all that matters in the end, because that's the pick. So unless Minka's going to make them a really good team, which I don't think he's that kind of player that he can score points for you too at the same time.
Forget being, he could be an all-pro, okay? As long as Pittsburgh loses, who cares what Minka, he could have 2 interceptions, 2 fumble recoveries, 3 sacks. As long as they lose, it helps the Dolphins.
One guy says, Rosen has a stronger arm than Tanny, but how are they similar if they both will make some plays for you, but they both are consistently inconsistent? I do not believe Rosen will ever be a consistent playmaker. He's not a baller. Rosen is not consistently accurate. I think you're wrong, sir. I think Rosen is actually consistently accurate. You watch him throw. Now, when he's under pressure, that's a whole different ballgame for every quarterback out there. So he's got, in fact, I like one of the things that he was quoted yesterday as saying that in these kind of situations, he can learn a lot from the Bradys and the Aaron Rodgers of the world because they are really good because they also help everybody be better by making quick decisions. And there are times where they don't put a lot of pressure on their offensive line because they already know where they're going with the football pre-snap, and they're getting the ball right away to their playmakers so the playmakers can make plays. And that is very true because Brady is one of the fastest at getting rid of the football.
Not Rodgers.
Huh?
Not Rodgers.
Yeah, but he can. Is what he's saying. He has the ability to do that if he wants
Rodgers
to.
pretty much moves around back
Yeah,
there.
he can
and
move
gives
around.
himself a gap because he knows he can flick it
No,
in.
no, I know that, but what he's saying is that he has the ability to get rid of it quicker than most quarterbacks if he wants to. And Russell Wilson does that too. I can think of several quarterbacks. Matt Ryan does that too. Breeze is excellent at that also. All the really good quarterbacks are really.
Doesn't Rivers have like a quit that
Yeah,
get
but
rid of the ball?
but Rivers will also hold on to the ball. He'll take chances.
Well, he also throws like underneath the ball. He has,
He has a
weird-
shot put,
yeah,
like he has like a
exactly.
shot put thing, but it's more about. But Rivers will take more chances than Rodgers and Brady and Russell Wilson will. That's why he has more interceptions, because he's a gunslinger. When you talk about gunslinger,
Brett
Rivers-
Favre style. Yeah.
Rivers might be number one in the league right now when it comes to being a gunslinger. He's not as bad as Favre in that sense, because Favre would blind himself at times and play some really stupid football. But Rivers has those moments where he'll get you in trouble, but he'll get you out of it too. So because he's that good. So Marino did that too, by the way. As much as I love Marino, there were moments that Marino would force it, throw an interception or two, and in the second half he would have to throw 3 touchdowns to get you out of the hole and win the game. But he could do it. Favre could do that too. But one of the things Rosen was talking about, and in this situation, he has to learn to do that, because his line on a consistent basis will not give him the 3 seconds he needs, because they practice with a 2.8 second clock on average.
So they need to move that down to
You've
2.5,
got to get
okay?
rid of, you've got to get rid of that ball under 2.8 seconds. 2.5, under 2. If you're Rosen, you want to be making a decision within 2 seconds.
That's what's burning Mayfield.
Huh?
That's what's burning Baker.
Right, yeah. Baker's holding on to the ball.
Yeah.
And that's why Rex Ryan is saying he's a one-read guy and he's overrated, because the NFL is figuring him out and they're covering that first read and then making it difficult for him to go on his progressions. And then the line isn't holding up because the line isn't playing well either. That's the other thing. It's not all Baker. It's also the offensive line too. So when your offensive line isn't that good, then you've got to have that trait that Brady has, that you've got to be able to get rid of the football with a quickness. And you know what? On Rex Ryan's defense here, okay, because Rex Ryan's kind of the last guy to be calling people overrated with his mouth. You know what I'm saying? And you can call the stuff that's going on in Cleveland overrated if you want, okay? Because it came with a lot of hype and all that. They do have a lot of talent. I'm hoping they do win in a way, not because I'm a Browns fan or anything, but as a Dolphins fan, I can relate to them over the last 20
Just
years.
let them beat Pittsburgh twice.
Yeah.
That would be a helping cause for us.
I just would like to see. No, I would like to see him go to the playoffs. You know, what the hell?
You know what? Last year, that game they lost to Pittsburgh, I think if they won, they would have been in. That game was right there for them to win, man.
Well,
it was exciting.
Yeah. Now, when I look at the Browns, you have the skill set guys to do those kind of things, where you make a quick decision and you dump it off to Jarvis Landry, who is great in short areas and breaking tackles and get you extra yards. Now, Odell Beckham maybe is not the guy you want to do that, but still he's so explosive that he can do stuff like that. I know they just placed the tight end Njoku on the IR.
I got him
so
in my fantasy. He is out till I think November something.
right, yeah. So we'll see what happens with Njoku and you know when he does come back. But their receivers are guys that can make plays after the catch, so you can make quick decisions and let those guys kind of take over. And Rosen has no choice but to learn that in this offense. And the receivers have no choice but to be alert for those kind of situations, because, again, the offensive line is makeshift. My Lord, Jesse Davis is going to play with a brace. All right, he's a solid football player. He's a guy that you want as a key backup. If he's your starter, he's like a mediocre starter in the NFL. He's not a bad player. No, you really can't call Jesse Davis a bad player, but he's just not a quality starter. So now you got to put him out there with a brace.
So if he's starting for you, it's a liability. If he's your first backup, you're probably strong there.
Yeah, yeah. I like just that's why the contract he has is almost of a really good backup that can play multiple positions. It's hard to find guys that can play tackle and guard and on both sides of the football. I mean, on both sides of the line, left and right. That's a challenge.
I don't know if
There
you
are
saw
there are
this.
certain guys that can only play right or can only play left. They cannot play the other side, and so he's a guy that is serviceable at multiple positions.
57 minutes ago, supposedly Melvin Gordon's back with the Chargers.
Oh yeah. That was
But
reported last night.
Yeah, he did actually show up and not going to start until week 5.
Yeah, he's not available against Miami. But the amazing part about that story is they're 1-2, and they're not panicking. They didn't we got to get into a contract agreement. They're going to run they're going to run him into the ground, and then they're going to let him go at the end.
I
of the game.
saw the stats. The backup guy was doing what he does,
Eckler.
and the guy third string was
Johnson?
doing what the backup does. I mean, they were right on the same numbers as they were last year. They had not missed a beat at all.
Yeah, he's
okay?
So
So
Melvin
he's not
Gordon.
gonna
Melvin
make a
Gordon.
difference.
Melvin
No.
Gordon's a good back, not a great back. That's why.
But what I mean, statistically, they were doing the exact same thing.
Yeah,
they
yeah.
were doing last. Like, there's no gain from him showing up.
I said Johnson. It's Jackson. Justin Jackson is the other kid. I just looked it up now.
He's had some good moments.
Yeah, no, their backs have been serviceable. Eckler's a nice little back. He's a change of pace guy, not a guy that you want on an every down basis. That I think he would end up breaking down. All right, we're going to be joined by Michelle Kaufman on the other side. We'll get some Inter Miami action going. If you have any Inter Miami questions for Michelle, send them in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line at 786-322-1105. Let me tell you about Dandy Donuts in Hollywood. We'll be there next week, broadcasting live at Dandy Donuts. I believe we're there on Monday, if I'm correct. Monday we're at Dandy Donuts. Tomorrow we're at Hialeah Park. Monday we're at Dandy Donuts. Tuesday we're at 300Bs, I want to say, right? 300Bs. We are loading it up, as they say here on the program. And Dandy Donuts, well, you can load up with some delicious donuts. You're going to love it. 102 North 28th Avenue. Remember, only the Hollywood location is the only one I can vouch for. Now, why? Because I know that Frank and Laura and Bobby, they use exceptional quality ingredients for everything that they make there. Not just the donuts, that delicious breakfast, the lunch. You're going to love it there at Dandy Donuts in Hollywood. They open at 5 a.m. daily, close at 6 p.m. daily, except on Sundays when they close at 3 p.m. Go to Instagram, Dandy_Hollywood, Twitter, Dandy Hollywood, and of course the website, dandyhollywood.com. The glaze, they use real honey in the glazed donuts, and it's so good. All kinds of donuts. They're all hand-cut donuts, okay? This is not made by some machine. This is made by an artist, okay? A chef, a pastry chef. That's why those donuts are just to die for. Jumbo eggs, thick sliced bacon if you're looking for that breakfast, and a great lunch. 102 North 28th Avenue in Hollywood. Dandy Donuts, dandyhollywood.com. Hour number 2, and Michelle Kaufman next.
So sweet.
Okay, we're back in.
I'm gonna pass. She is my special. She is my midnight, yeah. So sweet, so fine, So nice. Oh my,
Is he out?
mama.
Did he leave?
No.
Put this here. You like that change? The little red dot, it's still going, right? That's still recording, right?
Yes, the red light's on.
All
In
right.
and out of fashion.
I'm gonna let it go, see how long it goes. 2 hours?
It'll go 2 hours.
Okay. Okay. How long do you want to go for the break? 2 minutes, 3 minutes?
That's it. Yeah. No more.
Okay.
You can call her already and
Let
get
me,
her
let me
on.
disconnect the Bluetooth. So I can call her. Okay, is that right for our dates? What's his name at 1:30 on Friday, right?
Yeah. Just call her, bro. Yeah. Let's
I'm
do it.
just, dude,
Yeah. Forget that. Let's get Michelle on.
I'm gonna get Michelle right now, bro. Obviously, once I get her, then I gotta switch it over to Bluetooth. Okay?
All right.
Michelle, Bill, how you doing? Very good. Are you ready to join us? We are coming out of a break. I'll get it Bluetooth, and you'll be up with the Big O. Thank you, as always, for joining us. Hold on 1 second. Okay, let's get the Bluetooth going. We are connected, brother. Are you
Many
ready?
places, but she's
Okay,
homeward
you ready?
bound.
Here we go. Ready? You're on.
Day by day, our love grows. She's out of sight. Michelle Kaufman is out of sight. Yeah. And follow her on Twitter at Kauf Sports. Catch her exceptional work at the Miami Herald. And every week, we normally do it on Wednesdays, but because you just heard Greta Van Fleet, I was checking out Greta Van Fleet at Red Rocks the last couple of nights. Michelle was kind enough to move the segment for us on Thursday. And Michelle, thank you for accommodating my rock and roll self. I appreciate that. Have you been to a... yeah, no doubt. Have you ever seen a rock show or any kind of show at Red Rocks? You ever been there? No. What's your band? Give me 2 or 3 bands that Michelle Kaufman will go see at a concert. Anything, yeah. Anybody still active? Okay. All right. Okay. Paul McCartney at Red Rocks would be really, really cool. Yes, I do. Yes. Okay. Oh. Yes. Yeah, we just saw Howard Jones recently at Dania. Yeah, he was at... Yeah. Yes. And he still sounds great, by the way. Still sounds great. Yes. He still sounds... Ooh. I know, but James Taylor at Red Rocks. What I mean is when you see some people that you mentioned, the voice, like the Stones at Red Rocks would be a waste. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I love Jagger, I love the Stones, but it's not like a great voice. You know what I'm saying? But at Red Rocks, you want acoustically, when you go there, you want to go see somebody that has a voice. And I don't know if you know anything about Greta Van Fleet, but Joshua has got like a golden voice. So it was just awesome to see them there two nights in a row. That would be that. My point is, it would be a bucket list thing. If you love a band and you can see them at Red Rocks, I would say it's well worth the trip. What is it, like a 3.5 hour flight or 4 hour flight or something like that? It's not that bad. It's not that bad. It's not that. You're a pro traveler. That's nothing for you. You travel. Yeah, come on. You've been traveling continents. Okay. Yes. Casey Musgrave is awesome, man. She is fantastic. One of our late listeners, John and Kendall, he passed away a few years ago. He was a monster Casey Musgraves fan, and he used to talk about her all the time. So yeah, he's actually the guy that turned me on to Casey Musgraves. I did not know her until a few years back when he mentioned her. But anyway, so yeah, thank you for accommodating us as. Oh, okay. Yeah, me too. I'm with you there. I'm not just rocking out all the time. I like all kinds of music too. I like great artists. Period. You know, whether it's Adele, whether it's Bruno Mars. It's gotta be like real talent. You know what I mean? Like there's some stuff that goes on nowadays that, I know I sound like the old guy, but I'm not. I like new talent, but they have to have talent. I can't be listening to the Migos or something like that. That's just, mindless, rap or whatever. I just can't. That's the kind of stuff that for me is limited. Mm-hmm. Oh, so you mean the Hall of Fame music is what you were listening to? Like, really, like, yeah, you're listening to real talent. I get it. That is awesome. There you go. I love it. I love it. All right. Well, speaking of having people locally, the Inter Miami squad signed a local. You had some news about that. Tell us a little bit more about a South Florida young man making the leap. Mm-hmm. Wow, that's actually a great story. That's the kind of stuff that, and I what I love about it is that this team is also working hard to unearth talent wherever it's at. So it's not like they're in love with only international players, or they're only, it's only Central and South American players, or just local, or whatever. They're trying to find talent all over the place, and not because there's an angle like the Fusion had some angle that they thought they had to get Central and South American and Caribbean players. Yeah, right. Remember that? And remember the Marlins? No, we got to bring a Cuban over because then the Cubans will come. And what people don't realize is that's it. That's it. And once you come to this country, you're Americanized, and it's about winning. It's not about the whole thing. Oh, let me go see my countrymen play baseball or basketball or soccer. Get the hell out of here. Nobody was going to go. We're not paying to see Digital Taquawita, man. It's just not going to happen. Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. So you're already leading me because that's what I wanted. What the hell's going on with the coach? We need a coach. Wow. Wow. The David Silva thing, if it's true, when would that become official? Michelle, it's normal for them to, or is it good business for them to agree to a contract if somebody's still active and playing on another club and risking injury, or are there protections that are already in place just in case an injury happens?
I don't really know the answer to that question. That's a good question. I mean, I know that David Silva has said that this is it, that, you know, this is his last year with Man City, that he wants to move on somewhere else. And the feeling is that he won't go to another EPL team, that he would want to go to the United States. He has said he's interested in, you know, coming to MLS and whatever. And, you know, mentioned, you know, Beckham has a team or whatever that he'd be interested. So he has shown interest from his end. He's 33 years old, so, you know, I don't know, some of these guys that they're talking about as far as the quote-unquote big name players, they're all under contract until the end of the season, so they either would have to come to some agreement that they would join this team before their season is over, or they wouldn't join Inter Miami until, you know, until June, which, you know, the team is starting to train in January, so that would be like 6 months into the start of the team, so I don't think that's ideal. I think they would like to start in March with the actual team that fans would be excited about, seeing some of those bigger names that they've heard of. But I don't really know exactly what the timing is with that stuff.
All right, and we're talking, of course, with Michelle Kaufman from the Miami Herald. You can follow her on Twitter at Kauf Sports. All right, so
I also wanted to, two more things. I don't know what you were going to ask me.
no, go ahead. Go ahead.
Two more soccer nuggets. One, Megan Rapinoe is coming to University.
I was going to ask you about that. I was going to ask you about that. Okay.
Unfortunately for your listeners, unless it's through University of Miami, it's only open to UM students. So that is not open to the public, but it's interesting that she's coming, and I'm sure the UM students will enjoy that.
I wonder if my daughter is going to go. Yeah, man, medical school.
Okay, well, tell her she has to go October 2nd. They start distributing tickets.
Okay.
And first come, first serve. And then the other thing I was going to talk about was U.S. Open Cup, the local, you know, Florida Soccer Soldiers, which is basically an amateur team from back here. Last year, the U.S. Open Cup, for those who don't know, is a great tournament. It's like the FA Cup, you know, it's one of these open, it's an open tournament. So a bunch of guys in a bar can get together and make a team, and they could end up you know, at the end playing against the Seattle Sounders or Atlanta United, you know, depending how far they get. So it's an all-comers tournament. Anybody can enter from amateur, and then the MLS teams obviously get a bye for the first few rounds, and the USL team. And, you know, it's just kind of an all-comers tournament, one and done, like March Madness, you know, you lose, you're out. And there's a local team of just local guys in their 20s and 30s who all have different jobs and different things. They're called the Florida Soccer Soldiers. And last year, they made it all the way to the third round, which was a huge, you know, that was amazing for them because they went through the qualifying rounds, and then they beat Miami FC, which was previously been the NASL team. And then after that, they beat a USL team. So they were, you know, these local Joe Schmoes are competing against professional players and beating them. So anyway, they made it to the third round last year before they lost 1-0 in the third round. And now they're in qualifying again, and they won their first round.
That is awesome.
I just want to say, for those that are interested in supporting local, they're playing at Miramar. They're playing at the Miramar Sports Complex, and they're a really fun team. They have a lot of South American flair, and they're really good. In fact, one of their players, Valentin Sabella, who went to Mass Academy, he played so well in this tournament last year that he signed a contract with some of the USL teams this year, and he's 19 years old.
That's awesome.
All-American Sean Copeland, Cleveland, speaking on how do you
Yeah, and we have several teams that are going to be in the tournament, right? Because Miami FC should be in it, and what's it called? Miami United. Yep. Yep. Yeah, exactly. So we have several teams in the U.S. Open Cup. For those of you that love your soccer like we do, that's a great tournament to support if you get an opportunity. How about the stadium? What's the latest with the stadium? How's the progress going with the stadium? Oh, did we lose Michelle there? I don't hear her. We're losing Michelle. I don't have her on the air there. Wait a minute. Michelle, are you there? We lost Michelle. See if we can get her back on. Unfortunately there. All right, we'll try to get Michelle Kaufman back on the program there and see if she can finish it out. Michelle, are you there? There you go, Michelle. Okay. Yeah. Oh, we lost you completely. Go ahead. Finish your point there. Okay.
I can't hear Michelle. I hear her here.
Somebody just called and said.
No.
I think Michelle's saying I need to.
Can you hear her?
I saw it.
You can.
I saw it. Living in a car, living in a car and everything. Yeah.
She's not coming out.
Yeah, no, I saw the story. You guys got to check it out in the Herald. I read all your stuff anyways, as it always is, Michelle, as always. But I always appreciate you joining us and giving us some insight. The other question may not be the best analogy, but Antonio Montana couldn't have a baby with Michelle Pfeiffer because the womb was polluted. Well, we've got a polluted womb in Miami. What's going on with the Miami side in Miami? How polluted is that place? Are they going to clean it out? What's the deal with the Mel Reese site? Are we going to have a baby soccer team there?
I think there will be a baby. They expected pollution and they found pollution and they will clean the pollution. The truth is, if you dig anywhere, if you dig in most places in Miami or elsewhere, you are going to find a lot of these things. My daughter actually did a science fair project on it at Carver Middle School. So she went and tested the soil at many of the parks in around Coral Gables and Coconut Grove, and she found arsenic and she found a lot of these things that they're finding. So it's not a surprise. It's not a big, oh wow, shocking. They were expecting to find stuff down there. They did. There are toxins in the soil, and they are going to clean it out. They have submitted to fully code to clean that. So I don't think that's going to be. I don't think that's going to be an issue. I really don't.
Okay, all right, good stuff there. All right, what else are you working on interwise so soccer fans can look forward to the best coverage in South Florida?
Well, I mean, what I'm really trying to do right now is nail down who the coach is. So I am going to do a little digging in the next 48 hours of Santiago Solari and a few other names, and I would love to, I'd love to be able to be out front on that story. Whenever people just type things out there on Twitter, I check into it. I don't just retweet it. So, oh, Santiago Solari, because, sources say, or if the source is another journalist, then that's not a source. You know what I mean?
Right,
The source has to be someone who's a real source.
right.
So, I'm going to try to do some source reporting on that. What I've been working on it's not soccer, but it's a story that I did.
Ray Allen, yeah, it's a great story. Great story.
So that's a really cool story that I did. It's not soccer related, but soccer related, I'm doing some digging on Inter Miami to try to figure out, especially right now, who the coach is going to be. That's my most important.
Yeah, and what Ray Allen is doing is, it's pretty awesome. I would actually, after reading that story, I would actually go buy another one of those overpriced burritos at his place. Yeah.
Because he has been a student of the Holocaust since he was in college, and he believes it's a real microcosm of the world, and of the hatred and of the bigotry that goes on
Oh, it's good. It's good. It's I paid $19 for a burrito. I was like, dude. I said, dude, I get it. I got to eat healthy too. I've lost 50 pounds, but I can't lose my bank account too at the same time. So I can't go back. But it was good. It is good. Amen. Yes. No doubt about that. Yes. And cheaper prices at Grown. That would be good also. Follow her on Twitter at Koff Sports and catch her exceptional work at MiamiHerald.com or at your doorstep. She is Michelle Kaufman. She'll be back next Tuesday, her regular day at regular time. Wednesday. Manny Navarro's Tuesday. Wednesdays at 2 o'clock. There you go. Michelle, as always, thank you. You're the best. Appreciate it. There you go. The great Michelle Kaufman joining us as always. Every Wednesdays, 2 o'clock, you will get your Inter Miami fix right here on the program, okay? So you can count on that. Tomorrow, it'll be Andy Behrens. Fantasy football every Fridays. Now at 1:30, we will answer your fantasy football questions. So make sure you're ready with those fantasy football questions. You can start sending them in for tomorrow's show on the accidentlawfirm.com text line at 786-322-1105. And Bill is going to segment that show on the podcast every Friday for you. So that one segment, so if you send in your questions and we ask them, you will hear it there on that segment with Andy Behrens, and we'll put a podcast segment out for that one alone for you fantasy footballers out there. So we'll do that. But if you got a fantasy football question, send it in, all right, at 786-322-1105 or on Twitter at Big O Show. And then we'll ask Andy those questions tomorrow on the program. Every Friday, fantasy football with Andy Behrens here on the show. How about that? All right, we got that. We promised you we're adding all this kind of stuff as the show goes on. We're looking on adding our program for what's it called, to take phone calls from you guys also on the show. We had several people actually reaching out to me in the first couple days of this week here because we weren't doing the video stuff. So people were asking, where are you? So we can watch the show, which I appreciate that. I don't know why you want to watch My Ugly Puss, but hey,
I'm still trying to figure that out myself.
Yeah, I know. I'm still trying to figure that out. It'll get better now. Now when we bring on Ryan Chance here at CBD Coconut Creek, then we'll get the good-looking people on board, not the ugly guys. Ryan, do you have anything for my face to make it look better? Is there any CBD? No, there probably isn't a CBD product that can save my face.
Just douse you in a bucket of CBD.
No, that's it. I can have lighter bags. Now they're not black anymore, which is nice. We've gone from black to, lighter pink, a lighter shade of pink, which is nice, because it was ugly. My bags were ugly, and thank you for that, because they are much better now than where they were just a month ago. Actually, I've been only doing it for a month, and they've already gotten lighter, which is beautiful. Another month, and the bags will be gone, which is a beautiful. And let me tell you, there were the last 2 nights, especially yesterday. I was up for 24 hours. Yeah, because we got on the plane really early, and then we got back from the concert, and by the time we ate and packed and everything was like, what are we doing? Let's just go to the airport, and that's it. It was one of those deals. 786-322-1105 if you want to get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line, which is always open to you. Many things to talk about here on the program as the Dolphins get ready for a little Chargers. The Miami Heat get ready for their season. And there was still some talk I read on the CP3 thing. Thank the Lord that the Heat are no longer part of this mix with CP3. Okay? Because that to me, that would be the dumbest deal in the world if they did the CP3 deal. Big O, you said once availability is a factor in the NFL. I see talented guys like Albert Wilson, and to be honest, Rashad Jones, and realize availability is just as important as talent. This is why I think the Finns need 2 to 3 wide receivers next year, because I don't see Parker or Wilson on the roster, plus Grant can't be trusted. Now remember, Grant is in a role right now that he shouldn't be in. Grant should be your 4th wide receiver. He should be your returner, part-time wide receiver. If you're playing him a lot now because you have no choice, that's not a good thing. And that puts him more at a risk of getting injured. So that's a problem. Now, with Rashad, he's definitely not going to be here. But talking about look, Devontae Parker, if you listened to the podcast yesterday, I did a segment on that. And in fact, I think Bill actually put out that segment where I talked about, I really think that Chris Grier is trying to move Albert Wilson. I don't think he wants to bring him back next year. But the problem is Albert Wilson hasn't been healthy. And so he had the major injury last year. Now he's got this injury, and you can't get him healthy. And I think he'd like to get him healthy on the field and playing so he can move him by the trading deadline. I think he wants to do it with Kenyon Drake, and he can't do it either. That's why Mark Walton's here, to take his place. And what's it called? Who's the other guy you mentioned there? There's one other guy that I'm thinking of that also doesn't have a future here. Now I'm forgetting who it is. But besides Devontae, that's it. Devontae, Albert Wilson, and Kenyon Drake. Yeah. Whether it's availability or contract or whatever, you got to move on from all 3 of those guys.
You were saying Rashard Jones.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
just talked
no,
about
man.
it. We just talked about it. Rashad Jones is definitely a guy they'll cut for sure next year. They tried to move him, but they can't because of the salary, the age, and the bad shoulder. That's going to be tough. But I'm with you, whoever it is that sent in that last text, and always appreciate all of you keeping it locked here on the program. Albert Wilson's gone after this year. There is no way you keep Albert Wilson next year. None. No reason to keep him here next year. You can't keep paying a guy that can't stay healthy. And that's why he was a part-time player in Kansas City. And that's why that contract has now worked out now. And that's why people like Mike Tannenbaum are no longer here. Okay? Because of those kind of reasons. All right? So that, to me, that's where this whole thing goes awry. So yeah, Albert Wilson, Devontae Parker, in a perfect world, I forgot what the date is for the NFL trading deadline. Look it up there. It's right around the corner. It's here in October. I know that for sure. NFL trading deadline, tell me what it is. But they would love to move any of those 3 players or all 3 of them and get any kind of assets they can for them. Guaranteed. But unfortunately, Devontae cannot get traded because he cannot be consistent. At least he's healthy. At least he's still on the field. But Albert Wilson can't even get on the field.
Tuesday, October 30th, 4 p.m.
Right, so we still have 5 games left to prove. Got a little time. A little time. I don't know about Parker. I doubt Rashad Jones. Albert Wilson would be the only one right now that I think could draw some interest. I mean, Drake would have to ball out in the next couple weeks, and Lord knows they've given him the opportunity, and he hasn't gotten it done. That's why I've been telling you. 2 days ago, I did a segment on things that I would like to change, and one of the things is, hey, more Mark Walton time now. He's earned it. The guy that is not earning it is Kenyon Drake. I mean, you get an opportunity, which is what a lot of these guys are getting right now. You got to take advantage of it. And Kenyon Drake is just not taking advantage of it. And the fumble this past weekend shows you. Can't do that. Got to get it done one way or another. And he's not getting it done. So play somebody else. Because every time Mark Walton has played, he has played hungry. I mean hungry. Big time hungry. Super impressed with the way he has played. I like what I've seen from Mark Walton. I don't know what phase he was going through with Cincinnati, that he went through that knucklehead phase where he got arrested a couple times in a couple months and then finally got cut from Cincinnati. But it looks like they're getting the guy that's focused right now. And I like what I see from Mark Walton. Give him more playing time. Like I said yesterday on another segment on the show, we had a lot of good things yesterday on the show.
Yes, you did. Move that up one day. It's actually, all trading ends at 4 p.m. on the 29th.
Okay, there you
Sorry.
go. All right,
Yeah, one day off.
2 days before we're back here at CBD Coconut Creek. So we'll be talking about those trades. Hopefully we'll be talking about a good trade for Miami in that spot.
Get more draft picks, man.
Yeah, that's what they're going to try to do. But those guys they're not assisting in that process. That's the problem. They're not helping you. Albert Wilson would be on the field making some plays, then all of a sudden he's on the trading block and somebody might make a move for him.
For somebody to want a guy, yeah, he's got to be on the field.
Kenyon Drake
You
is
know,
another guy that if
can't be
he's
on the
performing, you got somebody that can replace him in Mark Walton and it doesn't cost you anything.
Can't be riding an exercise bike and crap.
No.
You gotta be on the field, man.
No. I'm excited to see if Taco Charlton will do anything this weekend. See, I'm not like everybody else about the doom and gloom. I'm going to be focused on certain people and see what they're doing and see what progress they're making. That's all.
It makes us Sundays much easier to stomach, man.
Yeah, man,
You know,
and
you
watch
gotta
it.
look for the good.
And watching Josh Rosen play for me is awesome now. You know, it's fantastic because that might be your future at quarterback. And I gotta say, I like everything I've seen from him so far. I like everything I see. I'm not telling you that he's the answer yet, but I am watching him under the worst conditions. And if you're making plays under the worst conditions, maybe
Imagine what you could do when you get some help, man.
yeah, would be nice. Would be nice. So I'm not one of those guys that I haven't turned the page on Josh Rosen. I'm not ready to do that. I like what I see from the kid, and hopefully he'll step up and you know, start to perform the way that can convince a lot of people that he is the talent that you need. King Greg says, like listening to your broadcast. Appreciate it. Thank you, sir. Thank you to all keeping it locked here on the program, video and audio, and the amazing support that you're giving us on the downloads, which have been just through the roof, and we're very appreciative of that. No doubt about it. Troy Aikman, did you see his tweet that he sent out on, because people were comparing Mahomes and him and saying that he already has thrown a third of the touchdowns that Troy Aikman has in his career, and then Troy put out that, you know, comparing those two, comparing him and the kid is unfair. It's not right, and he's, by the way, 1,000% right about that. Now his tweet exploded. And people took it like he was making or taking shots at Patrick Mahomes. It's got over 30,000 retweets, over 200,000 likes. And Aikman, the 3-time Super Bowl winner, Mahomes already has 36% of Aikman's career touchdowns in 8% of the games. And then he tweeted out, "Talk to me when he has 33% of my Super Bowl titles," which. He's right. And he goes, "You can't compare anything that's happening in today's game to any other era," Aikman said via the Dallas Morning News. Mahomes has been phenomenal. Great kid. Love everything about him. I just don't like when we start trying to look at numbers and saying, this is why this guy's greater than this particular player, this former player, whatever it is, it doesn't make sense, which he's right, because defenses are softer now. Rules cater even more.
Imagine what Marino's stats would be like.
6,000 yards.
Yes.
I mean,
easily.
it just
and it'd be 60 touchdowns probably.
right. Clayton and Duper would be killing it the same way.
I mean, let's face it.
What is the two?
Emmitt Smith.
Well,
No,
look,
but what do you mean Emmitt Smith?
Mahomes doesn't have Emmitt Smith.
No, I know that Mahomes doesn't have Emmitt Smith or Emmitt's
his
line.
line.
Right.
Thank you.
Yeah, he doesn't have Emmitt
Look,
Smith line,
That's why
but
he's
it's a
on.
different game. Is what Aikman's saying, and I'm with Aikman. They didn't need Aikman to throw for 5,000
What was
yards.
Aikman's typical day? It was probably around
250, 300.
20 for 26, 27.
Super efficient.
250, and 2 touchdowns.
Because they
That
didn't
was
need it.
his average day.
They didn't need it. They didn't need it.
No turnovers.
Right,
Of course.
right.
You
Super accurate, deadly accurate.
Emmitt Smith.
Yeah, right. The line in Emmett, you didn't need it. But that's why it's unfair, because you didn't ask Aikman to throw it 50 times. You know what I mean? So you compare it more to Kelly and the K gun. You know, that's what you would compare it to. Because at least you had Thurman, but you were throwing it a lot to Thurman. A lot. So at least that boosted up your numbers, and that helped you in that passing game. Because at least that would be something comparable. But today's football cannot be compared to 90s football, just like it can't be compared to the 60s and the 70s. The game has evolved. The rules have evolved. The players have evolved. It's different now. Some guys could not probably compete back in those days. Just like plenty of guys back in those days could not compete in today's game. It's all different.
Your
but
offensive linemen were 270, 280. Now they go 320 across the board.
it's a whole different ball game.
Yes.
Jam.
And today's game, they're not run blocking nearly as much as they used to in the 90s. Where in the 90s, you were more of a road grading team because you were more dedicated to the run.
Could you see these 320 guys out there blocking, pulling guards like Larry Little and stuff? I
Yeah,
mean,
actually they could
you know.
nowadays, because they're great athletes now. Because they're 300 and they're running 5s and 4.9s.
That's
So
crazy.
right, because the conditioning is different. The what's it called? The
24-hour diet.
the diets, the
Yes.
supplements, all that stuff is different now, man. They didn't have supplements then. It was beer. Those guys just drank water. Yeah, drank water and smoking cigarettes at
In the
halftime.
locker room, they
Yeah.
had beer after the game.
No, and halftime they're smoking cigarettes and stuff. I mean, give me a break. We're talking about guys that they used training camp to get in shape. They walked into training camp with beer bellies and all that stuff. These guys are chiseled all off season. They're not eating cake and donuts the entire off season, dude. They're not getting fat and slobs or whatever. They might take off a week or something, and then they're
Okay.
back to training.
More
and,
dandy donuts for us.
yeah,
okay?
exactly. Damn right. Yeah, more donuts for us. Hell's to the yeah on that. It's a different game. It's a different athlete. It's just a different
Guys
style.
had regular jobs.
Yeah, yeah,
Another factor.
yeah. It was different, man. Different 40 years ago. Different 20 years ago. You can't compare it. And plenty of players back then would kill it in today's game. But like I was just telling you, Jim Kelly in today's game. Oh my Lord, that would be crazy. Run that Buffalo offense in today's game, perfect. They would kill it with that game.
How about the West Coast? Montana.
Yeah.
Bill Walsh.
Definitely.
Still running today.
Steve
Everything.
Young.
Everything's everything. But it's that's why whatever writer was he's got this of Aikman. Well, it's just not fair to Aikman either, because Aikman didn't play that kind of game. Aikman wasn't required to do that. He did what they required him to do, and he was exceptional. It's like Bob Greasy, the same thing, dude.
Oh, he was a great guy at handing the ball off.
Right, that's what they say.
Incredible.
But it's the guy was an accurate quarterback. He called the plays, but he did what they needed to do. And when you have Zonka kicking Mercury Morris, you don't need to throw the ball 40 times a game. You can throw it 15 times and get away with it. Complete 12 and you're good.
And half of those are to Paul Warfield.
Right.
Hall of Famers, so,
Right.
you know.
You're throwing to the Jerry Rice of that era. You know what I mean? It's just, that's the way it is. That's the way it was back in those days. You play with what they need you to do. You don't, and then your stats sometimes go with that. And if you happen to be in a pass-happy offense, then you're going to have great stats. If you're in a run-heavy offense, then your stats aren't going to be outstanding. That doesn't mean that Pat Mahomes was a better passer than Troy Aikman. I watched Troy Aikman's entire career. The guy was an exceptional passer. I mean exceptional. Not good, exceptional. Perfect.
Mistakes didn't exist, man.
Right.
They were non-existent.
Right, and that in alone in itself is a talent that you cannot put a price on
Steve Young
at all. Steve Young?
is a good guy to compare him to.
Yeah, yeah.
Steve
In
Young.
that offense, yes. With that offense.
Yeah.
Yes, Steve Young in the West Coast and throwing it around a whole bunch of times. Hell
Steve
yeah.
Young was Seaford, not Steve Young was
Yeah, Seaford, right, yeah, yeah.
Here, I will say this though. We have not seen a guy do these no-look throws.
Okay.
It's like he's done stuff we have not seen.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. No, that's cool.
And to come out
he-
the blocks
and
like
he's
this,
fantastic.
I mean, he's just starting.
No, he's
It's going to
fantastic.
be interesting to see where he develops into 3-4 years down the road. I
He's-
can't imagine.
He's a great player. I love him. But I'm with Aikman
He's
on
my
this.
fantasy quarterback. I love him.
It's a stupid comparison. That's
Why
all.
the comparison?
It's just and
Comparison
and
of
when we make
Mahomes to
comparisons,
Aikman.
No,
you
why?
just got to use a little bit more education in the process. If you're going to do it, at least have somewhat of a fair level of that comparison.
Carlos just asked why that, I guess
Aikman
just
is-
to write an article.
Right,
to
there are-
write an article.
So just let me go find the stats of a Hall of Famer and put
Oh.
in perspective his total touchdowns compared to a guy that completed his career in a run-heavy offense. That's
Yeah,
where it
why
was
Aikman in
unfair.
particular?
He should have found Warren Moon, right?
That, you know what, that's excellent because the numbers that he, with the CFL and the NFL, man,
Whatever,
I
Houston,
remember,
Seattle, it didn't matter where he was lighting you up.
I can remember the first time seeing him in the preseason and it's, the ball would go 50 yards and literally be a straight trajectory, parallel to the ground, no loft, just zing.
Hall of
And it's
Famer,
like,
right?
wow.
Hall of
This
Famer.
is crazy.
That's a Hall of Famer right there, man. Warren Moon was a beast
Those
and a
receivers
half.
he had in
Yeah.
Houston, the four guys,
Yeah.
Webster and
Yeah.
I mean, that was crazy.
Yeah, he had 4 excellent receivers.
3 running backs. The guy from Notre Dame,
Lorenzo White.
Lorenzo White, and Nebraska.
Uh-huh.
Nebraska and the Notre Dame. I think it was Pinkett, Lorenzo White, and Rozier.
No, was it Heisman?
Huh?
Heisman.
Huh?
It was Heisman.
Alonzo Highsmith?
Yeah, Heisman was it.
Yeah, but Highsmith was, but he wasn't in that. He wasn't.
Yeah, it was.
No, wasn't Highsmith's good year? No, that was Bratton actually. No, yeah, Highsmith did have one good year before he blew out the knee, right?
Running back.
It was Rozier,
Warren
White,
Moon.
Ernie Givens, and Drew Hill.
Yeah, Drew
And
Hill,
then Drew Hill
Givens.
retired.
Well, there were 4 receivers.
Right. Hill, White,
White's a running back.
no, White was a receiver.
No, White's a running back.
Ernie Givens, Drew
Ernest
Hill.
Gibbons.
Right, Ernie Givens, Drew Hill.
Webster Slaughter?
No, Webster Slaughter came later. That was when Drew Hill retired and they
Yeah.
traded for Webster Slaughter.
Okay.
It was
Did he have Ryzen for a bit?
no. What Rising wasn't part of those 4.
Yeah.
That's
Not that 4.
Man, I used to remember all 4. Duncan was one of them.
Yeah.
Duncan was the 4th guy, actually.
Duncan,
Givens was
What?
the shake guy.
Duncan,
Houston
Givens,
Oilers.
I forgot the other 2.
Drew Hill.
Drew Hill,
Yeah.
and then who's the 4th guy that we're
That's the
missing?
one I can't remember. It was a
Chris
Fab-
Duncan was the other
the
guy.
Fab Four.
That was the other guy. If you have the answer at 786-322-1105, if you want to complete the 4, I think we've got 3 of them. We need 4. Webster Slaughter was
Later.
later, but
Hayward Jeffries.
Hayward Jeffries. That's it.
There
It
you
was
go.
Hayward Jeffries.
Hayward Jeffries.
Very good. Nice job by you.
Jeffries.
Those are
Givens,
the 4
Hill,
right
yeah.
there.
And Mike Rozier was the running back.
Yeah, Rozier was a running back,
Highsmith came off the bench. He was
and
like a
White
third
was
down
also
back.
the
Yeah.
running back too.
Looking at it, 91, that's exactly the 4 it is. It is Duncan, Givens, Hill, and Jeffries.
Right. White and Rozier were the running backs, and that was a hell of an offense.
Run and shoot.
That was that. Now you want to compare Mahomes to him, then you can do that because that's a comparable
You're
type of.
comparing apples to apples.
Right.
I mean, when you're doing Aikman, that's like
Just-
apples to eggplants. You're not even playing with fruit anymore.
There-
That's like a
it's-
vegetable.
there's no offense in the NFL right now that even resembles that.
No.
Maybe Seattle when Pete Carroll's got what he wants, He loves to run the hell out of the ball, and it's not like Russell Wilson's throwing for 400 yards every week.
But even
When the
when-
running game isn't working, that's when Russell Wilson has to go crazy and run around and make plays. But maybe Seattle, in a perfect world, might match that because
And even
that's
with
what he
their great
loves.
running game, they're gonna pass the ball on 4th and 1.
No, yeah, yeah. Which it's amazing that you would do that. That was just one of the king knuckleheaded calls of absolute all time right there to do that one. But yeah, that's where the comparison, and that's where I got to defend Aikman on that one. Just like I defend Ryan Shantz. Ryan, come on over here and let's tell the folks about CBD Coconut Creek. And the website is cbdcoconutcreek.com. I've been telling you, pull up the chair there, man, so you can relax a little bit here with us. I've been telling you about American Shaman. We're out here at CBD Coconut Creek every single month, cbdcoconutcreek.com. Already some of our listeners have come by to get this incredible product at 1311 Lions Road in the Lions Plaza. We're right behind the Publix Shopping Center. So come on out here. Ryan, tell them about the stuff that I'm taking now to sleep better. Explain why I'm sleeping better.
You are taking the CBD Cloud tincture. You're doing it under your tongue. You're doing a 300 milligram tincture. CBD is an amazing beneficial product. It's been around for a while. It's helping you. It's because it's helping you relax. It's one of the major features that CBD does. It's calming you down, making you relax.
What is it that what is it kicking in? Because I don't think about problems. Like I said earlier on the program, what is it about that is so funky to me that it just, like I lay down and then I'm not thinking about that anymore, and all of a sudden I'm asleep.
Well, your body has an endocannabinoid system, so your body naturally produces cannabinoid in your system. So the compounds of the CBD are just interacting with the cannabinoid system that you already have, and in turn helps relieve stress. It acts as an anti-anxiety and just lets you promote natural sleep. That's what it's doing. It's helping promote natural sleep and homeostasis in your body and letting you relax.
And there's 3 ways of taking it. I do it under the tongue. There's also vaping, and there's also liquid that you can put in one of your favorite
Correct.
drinks.
We also have it in pill form if you so desire, wanting it in pills. So there's many different ways for it to work for you. So please, by all means, come on out and see for yourself.
And also, I know you've got for the dogs that are a little hyper and all that good stuff to calm them down a little bit too, right?
Yes, we also have stuff for pets. We have it. We have the tincture. We have dog treats, and then for everybody else, we have the edibles. We have the gummies. We have the popcorn. We have candy. We have
Popcorn.
Yeah, CBD infused popcorn. We have CBD infused honey. And then for the ladies, we have a beauty line. We have massage oils, bath bombs, facial creams, moisturizing oils, and then the under eye serum, which you've been taking to help
Yes.
with
Yes.
the puffiness and
They're
brightness
not.
under your eyes.
The puffiness is almost all gone, and then the black is gone now. So now it's in the pink stages, which is really cool. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Which is again amazing how that stuff works. And there's like the second because you apply it twice. You apply it in the morning, and then I apply it in the evening. In the evening, I start feeling like a little burning sensation.
Tingling sensation.
Yeah, like you can tell it's whatever it's doing, it's working on the bottom of my eyes, man, because it is definitely eliminating. And if folks, they can order online at cbdcoconutcreek.com. They can get 15% off today if they mention me, right? If they come in.
If they come in today, yeah, they'll give you 15% off for your big old listeners. First time customers online as well.
Okay.
Can sign up under the website and order anywhere in the United States. We'll ship anywhere in the United States for you.
And like I say all the time, you can call them at 954-366-6574. So if you find a product on the website and you live in Hope Sound or you live in Illinois and you want a question, they can call you and ask before you order it, and then that's it. You're ready to go.
Absolutely.
It's a beautiful thing. Ryan, thank you as always, my
Thank
brother.
you, guys.
You
Appreciate
got it. Got some customers here already as it is. 954-366-6574. Tomorrow, We're going to be at Hialeah Park broadcasting live out there from 1 to 4. We got a loaded show tomorrow, Bill. I mean, we got Andy Behrens at 1:30 doing a little fantasy football. We've got Manny Navarro for his weekly hurricane segment at 2 o'clock. All right. And then at 3 o'clock, Safid Dean is going to join us from the South Florida Sun Sentinel to talk a little Miami Dolphins. And then at 3:30, Chris Long is going to be making his picks.
4 people stopping by and saying hi.
Yeah, that's right. So, and of course,
I guess like a big welcome back to you, man.
exactly. Yeah, then why not? It'll be a nice big party tomorrow at Hialeah Park. And again, we're getting more and more folks showing up at Hialeah Park. Remember, you can show up to any of our most of our broadcasts. Some places we're not access to the public, but like when we're at 300Bs
I was
or
gonna
something
just
like
say
that.
300Bs is pretty much the only one that's limited.
Yeah, right now it's probably the only one that's limited right now, but almost everywhere else we go, you can hang out here, right here at CBD. It's got couches and chairs. You can hang out and check out the broadcast. I would love to meet
Yeah,
you guys
forget a
out
chair.
there.
Pull up a couch.
I
Pull
thought,
up a chair.
hey, it was cool meeting some of our listeners out in Red Rocks. So it was always cool to meet you guys out there. So thank you to all. Remember, whenever you're listening to the podcast, you can send us a text on the accidentlawfirm.com text line at 786-322-1105 on behalf of Bill and Carlos and, of course, Ryan Shantz and all the great people out here at CBD Coconut Creek. We thank all of the folks supporting us. Remember to support all of our great sponsors, whether it's Dandy Donuts, whether it's CBD Coconut Creek, whether it's Caneswear, doesn't matter. Support all of our sponsors because they make it happen, and I thank all of you for supporting us. We'll see you tomorrow, Hialeah Park, baby, for the live broadcast from 1 to 4. You be good out there.